So I have something I am curious about and would love if you let me know whether or not you experience these things as well. Okay, so the first one is that you're tired, but unusually tired. Like you're getting sleep. There's no real reason otherwise why you would be feeling as fatigued as you are. So that's number one. The second one is that you feel tension in your body. And again, not really related to anything that you've done. And, maybe sometimes it's accompanied by pain. Maybe sometimes it's not. Things are feeling hard, right? You're just like, oh my God, why is this? It feels like you're bumping up against obstacles one after the next, and you feel like you're having to actually use a lot of effort throughout your day. And I'm really good at this one, right? So you go into fix-it mode, right? So whatever it is, something that you're not happy with and you think that needs changing, you go into like, okay, I gotta put my focus and attention on fixing this thing. I'm really good at this one too. Okay. You feel uncomfortable, so you distract yourself, right? You distract yourself with consuming, right? Instead of creating, go into consume mode of social media scrolling, Netflix, YouTube. Okay, queen of that. Okay, that's a really big one for me. Often negative thoughts and then the doubts start to creep in. And there can be this feeling also of like I'm stuck, right? I feel stuck in this place. I don't know how to change it. I don't know, and sometimes it can just be like this. That's just how it is. And I'm just going to stay stuck here, right? There's almost like a bit of hopelessness that creeps in. So let me know in the comments if you experience any of these at all, okay? And here's what they are. These are all symptoms and patterns of being in resistance, right? So these are showing up in me to let me know that I am resisting something and I'm in survival mode, okay? So I may be resisting an experience that I'm having, right? Circumstances that have shown up. I may be resisting a person or a group of people through judgment, right? Because judgment's a form of resistance. I may be resisting uncomfortable emotion that is coming up and I don't want to feel it, right? So, and the thing is, it doesn't actually matter what it is you're resisting. What is always at the root of that is fear, okay? Fear is the energy that's coming up that will make you go into resistance, right? That's the reason I'm resisting. So let me give you a real life example of this. So if you've seen some of my other posts and videos, you'll know that I have returned to doing some physical therapy as a physical therapist. So when this first was brought up as an idea, I was in complete resistance to it. It was a hell to the no. I am not going back to physio. And it really did show up in those ways that I mentioned as symptoms and patterns that were coming up for me. And what I also realized, though, when I really kind of sat with it, and then it kept presenting, right? It kept coming up, and then I recognized, oh, okay, this is something for me to actually be with and to actually look at because it came up again, and really feeling into what was coming up in me and the fears, right? So there was a fear of, what are people going to think? I told so many people that I was done with physical therapy and I'm not going back to it. So that was one of them. Another fear was around burnout, right? So I've experienced burnout before. And so there was some fear around, oh my goodness, if I do physical therapy and my coaching business, I'm going to be headed for burnout. So that was another one. Also some fear of how my body was going to actually be able to handle it, right? Because in the past, I've had pain and tension, dysfunction in my body when I was practicing physical therapy before. Also, there was a fear of, okay, it's just going to take my energy and time and focus away from my energy coaching, soul guidance business that I absolutely love to do. So there was that fear. And then there was, oh, well, if I do that, then that means I'm a failure, right, at my energy coaching business. So these were all the things that came up for me. And so there were a lot of them, right? There's a lot of fears, like no wonder I was in resistance initially. And so, but as I let myself, I know how to do this. I know how to alchemize and shift these fears and let myself be with them and really feel into them and really get to find out what they were, because I didn't know until I went through that process of going into my body and really feeling them. And then recognizing, like, well, are these actually true? And it was really just fear about the past repeating itself. And, I'm not the same person that I was back when I experienced some of those things in the past. So it's like, no, it's not a given this is going to happen. And I think that it's really presenting for a reason, for me to be doing this. And I get to actually assist people. And it's just a different avenue that I get to assist people in. So all this to say, have a look at, are you experiencing any of those symptoms or patterns that come up for you? And if you are, just get curious, like, am I resisting something? Am I fighting, right? So resistance is, are you fighting against it? Are you running away from it? Are you freezing, like feeling stuck? Because that's another big one. It's like, oh, I feel stuck and I can't get out of this. And so, that's all our nervous system tells us, kind of what we're thinking, right? And what we're believing and what we're feeling. And so if you're in fight or flight and you're noticing that your nervous system is dysregulated, those are, again, all signs of being in resistance. So just get curious about, like, okay, what is it in my life? And here's how you can figure out what you're resisting. It's typically something you don't like. Okay. There's something going on in your life that you're not happy with, that it isn't like, this isn't what I wanted. This isn't what I expected, right? So there's resistance around that. Or it's something that you're like, I don't know what to do with this. Like, you're feeling unsure of, you don't know the how of, like, moving forward with this, right? So those are all kind of good signs, good questions to ask yourself about what you're in resistance to. And here's the antidote, is accepting. And I know that, okay, that sounds simple, not so easy to do, but when we can get into the practice of, okay, can I accept that this is just here right now instead of fighting it? Because what we resist persists. It just keeps, going on and going on. So the opposite of that is like, okay, can I just accept and allow this to be here? And that doesn't mean that I'm accepting, like, this is the way it's going to be forever. It's not. It's just for this moment. This is what's here. Can I accept that? And can I allow, can I okay, here's what's showing up. Let me follow this thread. Let me go down this path. Let me see where it leads. And also it's really important, because typically what's showing up that you're resisting is giving you clarity about what you don't want, right? But it's also giving you really great clarity then about what you do want instead. And usually it's the opposite. And then you can put your focus and attention on moving in that direction. Right? So resistance actually has become a friend of mine, because I recognize that it's showing me what I am unconsciously thinking, feeling, doing, that I'm not aware of, and is bringing it into my awareness. So then I can actually be like, okay, yeah, this is not ideal. What would I like instead? Right? And then putting my attention on that. So hopefully that helps. But yeah, let me know what you experience. If you experience any of those symptoms and patterns of resistance in the comments. Have a great weekend. Bye.